right, good afternoon, everyone. It's 3 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda will be the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Just as a reminder, if we can silence our phones, and we'll go ahead and have roll call. In attendance, we have Carol, myself, we have Ed, and online we have, I believe we have Bob. So I would like to make a motion to allow Bob to join the meeting remotely due to exceptional circumstances.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome, Bob. Is Doug online?
A thumbs up. Doug is not.
Okay, so let me know if Doug,
I will.
thank you. So approval of the final agenda.
So moved.
Second.
If you want to just give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down when you vote, I will let Flavia know.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the final agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, move on to public comment.
All right, I have 3 for the regular meeting and 1 for the public hearing.
Perfect.
First, okay, so just a reminder, when you come up, please state your name for the record. I will start your 3 minutes after you state your name. There's a little thingy here. Green is good, yellow means wrap it up, red means you're done. And first up, we have Avery Divig from Hampton Park regarding the FPL Orange River Puma project.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Ed, it's been a while. And I know your grandkids, right? Don't I?
Yeah.
Yes, I do, see? Okay, so I'm part of the family, right? Oh, it's true. We had them over in our living room during the Irma flooding. Okay, anyway, here I am, Avery Dimig, representing Hampton Park and our ad hoc committee. And we are part of the leadership team, myself and Charlie here. And actually also, Yov is also part of the Hampton Park Leadership Committee, ad hoc committee on this, on the FPL Orange River Puma project, officially numbered T36419. If you need to correspond with them, that's how you do that. But we need your help. And obviously, you know it's coming through this project. You know it's going to parallel and equal the existing last group of towers that were put up there. I heard they were put up in 2006. Does that anybody know the answer to that? Anyway,
I'll just ask that you don't engage with the board, just so you don't waste your 3 minutes, so you go full on, and then we'll answer after you.
okay. But anyway, with only 200 feet from their installation. You know how many residents that is? A rhetorical question, but very few. Hampton Park is 600 homes, and that would be less than 50 homes that they have contacted. Nobody else knows what's going on here, and I've asked everybody in the last 2 months. So there's a problem there, and we would love to have you take over that role of informing everybody in Hampton Park who needs to know, because this is not only personal to property owners, it's personal because of valuations of your properties, of Gateway's properties are all going to be affected. Even those that aren't directly in line with that. If you can see it within a half mile, you can see it being unhappy to look at, to put it mildly. But anyway, we need your help, and here's some of the reasons. One is FPL is not communicating with anybody correctly. Number 2 is the FPL plans are not being made public. They don't have them finished, they say. We are just guessing. We have gotten pieces and parts together, pieces together on it, and we guess that's what it's going to look like. Can you pass one of those down, please? So we have an idea of what it's going to look like from what we're being told, but we need someone here to become the official liaison of what is official, what isn't official, and somehow get it out to the public. What you have there is just a sketch of what that second tower is going to look like. If you see that, the two towers, the one on the right is the existing one, if you will, picture that. The one on the left is the new one. And you see there's a lot of question marks there on what dimension that means, or what difference that is. I know that the posts are 36 feet wide, okay, the double post wide, and I know that the concrete post is actually 40 inches wide. That much I know, and I guesstimated the rest of that based upon visual scans. So I'm come close to the sizes of that. Well, some of that's going to hang on to, am I over?
Yeah, I was just going to let you finish. Yeah.
Can I give you some more information real quick?
Get another 30 seconds.
30 seconds. We need your help to take over this communication, what's official and what's not official. People are afraid of their home values going down. I can't advise them on that, what to think, what not to think. I know you can't either exactly, but they have a lot of questions. See, they ask me about tunneling. Well, we know the answer, but 90% of your people in the rest of Hampton Gateway do not. Do they know why we can't block construction? I know why we can't block construction, but
Okay.
they don't know why we can't.
All right.
And the questions go on, is what I'll leave it for you, okay?
I have some feedback. Do you, first, before we move forward, I would like to make a motion to allow Doug to join the meeting remotely due to extreme circumstances.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Welcome, Doug. Carol, do you have any questions or feedback? Ed? I have some, but
Yeah, the only question, and I'd asked Avery earlier, I have a hard time believing those towers are 180 feet tall.
Well,
I mean, that's an 18-story building. I don't think they're that big.
they are, but we need an official.
Yeah.
They won't give it. I asked for them, Ed. Seriously, I asked for the dimensions, and there's nobody willing to give me any of that. So I've had to estimate it, okay?
Doug, you have anything? I'm assuming no. Oh, Bob, okay. So I have a few things. So what I hear from you is that you want us to be the person to inform Hampton Park of what's going on an FPL project, right?
To inform all of Gateway. There are 9 different HOAs and small set of homes around here. None of them know what's going on except the people who are 200 feet away from that construction.
Okay.
So how many?
And I'm going to be very direct. What information would you like us to inform them of? Because you are not getting the information. So we are also, unless you're an impression that we are getting the information, we also don't have the information. So we can generally say this is what's going on. And I think that's all we can do
Chelsea.
because we don't have, like, we can provide what we have, but we cannot create a document or a set of plans that we're not the party responsible for, right? So if you wanted to be partner with Chelsea and be very specific of what can we, and I think it's going to be extremely general, notify the residents, and we probably can put that on the website. I'm not thinking we're going to do a mailer to the 5,000 residents, but we can definitely put that on the website. People that are signed up for Code Red maybe can get a notification, but we don't have the capability or ability to email every single residence because they have to give us that information. It's very different than an HOA. So we are limited unless they have given that to us and it's a public records, then we can utilize that. But if we don't have it, then we can email blast. So sometimes the HOA has more capabilities on the communication than we would. But I wouldn't be opposed, and I don't think the board would be opposed, I'm not speaking on them, on posting that on the website and then having the residents sign up for Code Red so then they can get the message from us,
Constant contact.
right?
That's what we use to
That's
email.
constant contact, okay.
Yes.
Second of all, I will tell you regarding the plans, they will probably give you very minimal plans because after 9/11, they're not allowed to give you so for
so
terrorist reasons. And
okay.
then, right, Tony?
Yeah, their record is rather confidential and exempt because of infrastructure security.
But the more you ask, they're telling you that they don't have it. It's not necessarily the truth. It's just they don't have the ability to give it to you because they can't. So they're able to give you what anybody in the general will be able to see, but they won't be able to give you specific plans just because they can't. So I'm not
Okay.
trying to defend them. It's just something that they're not able to do that.
We could, but let me say, we could work out a system with Chelsea where you maybe provide that information just to the chairman, managers of each of those HOAs, somebody in charge, and they can disseminate it from there. That's possible too.
This Ed, has Hampton Park and Stony Brook, two HOAs, the CAMs, have they notified, because they got 780 homes, you guys have over 550 homes, that's 1,300, that's a big percentage. Have they sent out the notices to their own individual homeowners?
No,
What are they waiting for?
Stony Brook has posted on their main Facebook login page.
So it's on a
So
Facebook.
they're aware
Okay,
of it.
okay.
Has it officially directly came from their association? I do not know, but I am part of it, so it's there.
I'm not, Charlie has a comment.
Okay, well, if Charlie would like to sign up. Yeah, so then he can just speak on that. So I just wanted to continue over and over, say that we are here to assist, but we cannot give you answers that we don't have. And that's
No, I
been
understand.
very clear from the beginning. And you know that if you're not getting the answers, we're not getting the answers neither. We have provided, Chelsea has put a timeline that literally was 3 pages long with dates and times of every communication she has with FPL and the outside of that. Communication and plan. So communications that will go to them. I did see an email that just came from Michelle King and pretty much was very dry saying, because I guess somebody had a question and didn't get really the answer. And she says, here's the email. This is the question. This is what you go to. So I get your frustration, but that's kind of what we have.
Let's ask Tony one thing, because I've heard this from people. Why can't you as owners get this information? Tony, is there anything that's in that agreement that gives us the ability, as the owners of that property, to ask them for a document showing where they're specifically putting this? Because this drawing right here, I think the drawing is great. The only trouble is, it's got blanks. We need to know
That's
those
the problem.
dimensions.
Yeah, there are 3 or 4 different documents that give them either to install electric transmission lines. I can't recall, I mean, I can try to recover them, read them quickly. I don't recall anything in there that gives the district any ability to ask for, we can always ask, but to receive any documents as to their
Well, that's
plans.
my question. We don't have any right of a demand.
We don't have a right to make them give us something. Yeah, it's sort of turning that around a touch.
Because to me, the critical question on this is you got to know where the center line of this new tower is going. That's first and foremost. Because if that thing is going like in your drawing and you've got 20, 30 feet to the property line, why are you clear cutting all the way to the property line? But if it's going to the property line and the edge of that tower is right over the line, then I understand why they're doing it. But that is the first question we got to know is where's it going?
My recollection of the content, of the instruments I've read, again, I haven't got them memorized, is they have the ability to clear all vegetation within the easement area.
Whether they need to or not.
And
It
that's
doesn't,
what-
I'm sure it has to be tied into their use of the easement. In other words, they have use rights that burden the property.
My point is real specifically, looking at this picture, this sketch that Avery's given us, if you just go horizontally straight, just like a property owner that's got a tree, his neighbor's got a tree that's overhanging him, he can go to that property line and cut that tree straight up. Why would they not, or why would they want to take and cut that tree out like this to where it goes out? So if a line fell, a power line fell, and we're talking about serious power lines here.
Oh, yeah.
If it fell, it's not going to fall 30 feet to the left. It's going to drop straight out. So why do you need that clear cut out there to the deal? That's what I'm
And
trying
I
to get
think
to.
that's the communication what the lady came to the last meeting, and she was saying that one of the persons that she spoke with, I think was Michelle, right? IFPL had one set of answers and the other person, the engineer, had another set of answers. So I guess if I was in that position, because I was with the school, when the school came to me, if you guys remember, there were no plantings abutting Magnolia Lakes. There were no plantings between Hampton Park and the school. So it's getting to know what they were requiring. And honestly, it came to the point that I had to ask for it because I knew I had no teeth in demanding them to do stuff. So it's like, what is your budget? What are you not using it? And how can you give that to us? So it's a power struggle, and that's kind of how I feel between Hampton Park. I think we have to be a little bit more into the asking of FPL because they have the capability to do so. I think you guys came really hot, and that's just, I'm just looking as an outside because I took that route as the hot route with the district, and it did not work well. But then later on, I was able to put over 300 trees over there.
Where did you put 300 trees?
On the high school,
High school?
or like in
Okay.
front of Griffin and on the side of,
And
and.
Magnolia there?
So, yeah, so two different entities,
Yes.
but I went into don't do it, and
Right.
they're gonna do the project.
Right.
They wanna do it fast, they wanna do cheap, and they wanna go in and out. It is what it is. So then I had to revise my approach and say, okay, what are you willing to do for us? So I think that could be an approach that you guys could try, but again, I don't think this board is opposed to sending a communication. We're not gonna create communication that we don't know. So if it
We'll
comes from
work
something from
closely.
FPL, we'll just, we'll be just a
Chelsea and-
messenger. We'll get it from FPL, we'll put it on the website, but we're not going to create something that we don't have. Because the
No,
last
no,
thing we
I
want to do is
understand.
create liability and say that this is what's going on when we don't.
One thing we're doing is we've already shared some things.
And we
that she
appreciate
knew
that.
And we shared some things that she didn't know. See, so together, communications is highly important. That
Absolutely.
we know what she knows and she knows what we know and that kind of thing. So we've already done that, and we're going to continue to do that. And now with your okay, she'll continue to do it officially. And
Which we have okayed that before, right? Yeah, so it's, yeah.
Anyway, we'll
All right, thank you, I
build on
appreciate you
that.
coming.
Okay. And
Rod, don't worry, I
after me
remember this
is
20 minutes the next time we
Charlie.
talk. I looked right at you, I remember this. You have a free.
Charlie, we'll take another 10 minutes, so thanks a lot.
Yeah, I don't think so, but okay.
A lot of time for you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, Charlie Smith, same topic.
Charlie Smith. Thank you for your opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Charlie Smith. I'm a Hampton Park resident. I've lived here for 1 year and 4 months. I have 40 years' experience in commercial nuclear power generation, and I'm here to request the board's support in our goal to ensure the vegetation along the gateway border of the FPL easement is preserved and only cut to meet the minimum requirements set forth in the North American Reliability Corporation's Transmission Vegetation Management Document. A lot of words, FAC 003-5. There's no legal requirement for FPL to clear cut anything. Directly underneath the wires, they could have a tree growing within up to, but not within 7 feet of the 500 kV line. Not sure, so the utilities in general choose to clear cut because that's the cheap way to do it. Excuse me. In order to achieve this, we're going to need to establish and/or reutilize existing communications and relationships with at least the following: local, state, and federal politicians, Florida PUC, local and national media, Florida Department of Environmental Protection, Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, Lee County government officials, FPL employees, executives, and contractors. As such, we ask that I or another member of the HP team be able to act as liaison with these organizations representing Gateway Services Community Development District. In addition, we ask the board, which you guys have just discussed, to ensure that all HOA boards are and residents are informed and updated as required.
Okay, thank you. All right, I would just say this. When is our next president's meeting?
October.
Okay, so that's kind of out there. So we can put this on the agenda as well. If the board is okay with that. Because we have a president's council meeting, which is a meeting with every single HOA presidents or representatives. We have it every quarter. So this can be a topic. Okay, so that'll be in October.
We
I
haven't
heard-
had a lot of
And that's the thing, we
participation with
haven't have a-
Hampton Park
yeah.
in the past either.
So the second item that you did ask me, and I heard it, to become the liaison on behalf of the Gateway Services. I personally would be opposed to that because we do have it, Chelsea, so that's really her job, so she'll be the liaison. Now, can we work something together that she can join the meeting with you guys and staff, she can decide that and staff do it, but speaking on behalf of the district will be either the board or Tony or Chelsea, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
We're
I
not
don't have-
opposed to attending it and validating your request.
I-
From day one, we'll validate your request, we'll go with it, but
I would ask that if there are meetings or phone calls concerning this project and the easement that affects Hampton Park, I would like to be involved in it. That doesn't mean, I mean, all that means is if you're going to have a phone call with them, I'd like to be there.
that was something we take with Chelsea.
Okay.
She'll keep you informed. All right, I appreciate it, yes.
So the only thing I'd caution you is, you said the meeting with the HOA board presidents is in October. So I would tell you that you're going to see construction starting probably in November.
Yeah, well, I'm not what I expect is communication will go out right away. I'm not into the intent of creating a meeting for just a specific, because we do it every quarter. That's the only reason why. And we didn't have one last meeting because
Twice a year, right?
every quarter, and we didn't have one because I think there were only 4 people signed up. So it was canceled. And I think 2 are CAMs, 1 was a resident and 1 was, yeah, so
Is there an avenue where I could ask for that meeting? As a concerned resident? Because, and the reason I'm being so pushy about this.
no, I get it.
Is this is going to happen. And when it happens, they are going to clear cut right up to our boundary. And that is going to destroy any visual barrier that we have to those lines. And they are never coming back. They will, and they'll probably clear cut even outside of what they need for this line, because there's talk, and I haven't seen anything on paper, just like I haven't seen anything on paper for this particular line, that they're going to put another distribution line in next to that, which means they'll clear cut for that. So I just need to get in front of FPL with some level of leverage to say, we're not opposing the line, you put as many lines as you want in there, we just don't want you to clear cut. And the NERC guidelines don't
And then
require.
if you do have to clear cut, then can you just replant something?
Right.
Right? Because
Something.
that's what I had to do, because they said,
Right.
we're going to clear cut
And
because it's
yeah, and
cheaper.
I'm
And I
with you.
said, fine, I lost that battle. What can you plant?
I'm
Right?
with you. I don't want to get in their face. I don't want to,
So regarding, what I just caution is regarding to having a meeting with the HOA president so soon, right? Is that they're going to have a lot of questions that we're not going to have answers to. And that's the problem. Now, if Chelsea could reach out to FPL and either Michelle or somebody can say, yes, I can attend the meeting, then I'll make myself available. Then we can speak with each of us, the board, and say like, yes, we'll be there. Because then we'll be there listening to, because we'll be in the audience with everybody else. I don't necessarily want to have a meeting that we're only going to create frustration. People are only going to get involved when they see the construction. And that's too late. And you and I know that.
it is way
Okay?
too late.
So I think if FPL will be willing to come and do a town hall meeting, just like how we did with waste management. And then once we get there, yes, and then we can coordinate, right? Kara, what do you think?
Sounds good to me.
About Ed?
Yeah.
Bob and Doug?
Rob gave a thumbs
Yeah,
up.
sounds good.
Okay, so I think that, I don't know, who has a better relationship with somebody, FPL? You guys, a new committee, or Chelsea? Who's gonna get a yes first? Because that's,
tell you that I know. It's actually the southeastern real estate manager who is somehow tied to this project. I'm not sure how, because he's in the southeast. But I talked to him at length. But I would imagine Chelsea has a better.
We've asked for a public meeting.
we did, and there was no response, right?
They said that they wouldn't do it. So we can ask it again and say that this is in partnership with Hampton Park HOA, and our community is really demanding some type of public presentation with the support of the board. I can say on behalf of the Board of Supervisors. I can draft something and send that out next week.
Two requests, and then I'll shut up.
Yeah.
You already gave me 5.
So, all the HOA boards and ask them at their next meeting, I'd like to come and talk to
Do
them.
whatever you want with their boards,
Okay,
if they
all
allow
right.
you in. But
Oh,
you know
I do-
statute, right? Only residents allow, 720 is very clear, only residents of the community are allowed to do it. But I'm assuming that if you can contact them, it's
Right.
in their benefit to allow
Okay,
you
I
to
just didn't want
speak.
you to offend anybody by going around you guys.
No,
Okay.
the more communication, why would we restrict you? Yeah, no, absolutely.
And the other thing is, I think what we should do with FPL is start working up their chain of command until we get to somebody that'll listen to us. Like, if, one of the things we talked about in a meeting yesterday was get with their external affairs people. People that are a little more trained and sensitive to the public than construction management. Construction management, as you said, they really don't care. They're gonna clear it, build it, and leave. But external affairs understands that that's a scar on their reputation if they don't deal with it correctly.
Okay, so Chelsea, would you draw a letter There's nothing specific, because I'll be very honest with you. The last thing I want to hear and I want to read on Facebook is that we didn't write a letter good enough. We didn't invite FFL good enough, and that's why they say no. Because I'm kind of getting sick of it. All right. And it's because we're trying to help. So that is not helping. So if there's something specific that your committee wants us to address on that letter, please let Chelsea know.
We'll do that.
If you don't have any feedback, I don't want to hear the feedback afterwards
Right.
because it's too
Well,
late. So
if
you
I
have the
have-
opportunity, partner with Chelsea. She's going to be your best candidate. We'll send out the letter on behalf of the board. The board has agreed. And then hopefully they will do, a town hall meeting. I think the approach should be like, hey, come and tell us what you're doing. And then once they're there,
Agree.
then we ask them for a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get them there. That's what I'll look at, but whatever you guys want. Anything else? No?
That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
About regarding the right-of-way onto their property.
Afternoon.
Hi.
So, Bill Faribaugh. I'm at Eagle Point Circle. Okay, so what I'm asking is, so I built a lanai extension, an 8-foot by 20-foot, okay, screened. My bad, I did not get a permit. I took ownership with the county. Okay, so since 2024, I've been trying to resolve this. I paid more now for engineering and everything, lawyers, than I have for the whole thing. So the latest, I had to hire a lawyer, Bradley Butcher. So the Gateway Jones inner loop easement, so 10-foot utility easement, 10-foot Gateway Jones inner loop. Okay, they had to decipher whether it was public, private. That's why I had to hire the lawyer. They determined that it is a private easement. Okay, so I basically went in approximately 18 inches to 2 feet triangle, one corner. Okay, not denying anything. What I'm asking is, I got a email from a Sarah Sheen from the county, from Development Services, and what she said was, per Development Services, staff that handle vacation of easements, Ms. Bennett has advised that a recorded release of easement from Gateway Jones Communications, as they are the easement holder, is what would be needed in order, or it should be recorded with the Lee County Clerk's office. The Jones inner loop cable has been sold or released to Comcast Xfinity. Okay, I have a letter from Comcast Xfinity releasing me. All I'm asking for is that Gateway, if I could get the same or something so I could get this recorded. Apparently they're fining me daily from what they said. This is something that could have been resolved last year. I had no clue what I was even looking for. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, so we have that item on the agenda.
Okay.
So we'll make a decision then. I guess me personally, I'll ask Tony if he doesn't have any. We can do it now, right, Tony?
Yes, if you like.
Yeah, since you're here, you guys are okay? Okay, Tony.
Hi. I've not seen the application to the county. I don't have a survey, but the only instrument involved is this grant of easement to the cable company. The district is not named as a grantee in that easement, and apparently this area does not involve any of the platted easements that the district has. And the only vacation would be of that separate grant of easement made a long time ago to the cable company. Then it's appropriate for the district to have a letter of no objection, as long as we don't have any facilities in there. And if we don't have an easement, we shouldn't have any facilities in there.
Okay.
So, but I don't have a survey. It would have been nice to have gotten the application that was submitted.
Everything that you had provided.
I couldn't tell, what my problem with this,
Okay.
do we have a picture of this? Because none of the drawings showed exactly where this is, but I was coming up with the same thing Tony was coming up. I don't think we have a dog in this fight.
This come from the county.
Again, it appears to be that way based upon what we have. Again, the easement is solely to the cable company, not to the district, unless.
Mr. Jones Interconnect went defunct years ago, sold it to Comcast. So it's a Comcast easement right now. But we don't have any facilities in it
In that
whatsoever.
easement. Yeah, again, only to the extent that if the district does not have an easement by virtue of the plat.
Go back to that picture.
Over this area. And again, I don't know where this area is because it didn't have a sketch.
Where on this drawing is this, so we know? I have no idea what we're talking about.
I can,
What lot number?
so I can't read the,
He's lot number 6.
So he's bordering against.
He's the one who requested the tree to be removed.
Yeah, the tree,
I'm
okay.
right behind that.
Yeah, he's lot
Okay,
number
so it's
6.
lot 6, and the easement is, okay, I see what. Don't want to embarrass you or anything, but does your community have a DRC?
What?
A design review committee?
An ARC.
An ARC?
Oh, did I submit it to them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how that happens. Somebody, when you give a grant approval as an ARC, somebody checks easements and tells you can't get more than 5 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, whatever. I mean, that's standard operating. Somebody dropped the ball in the DRC? They didn't know about it?
I mean, I never asked
But you
them.
submitted a DRC application?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had to give the insurance and the ID for the screen, the
So
person.
they obviously granted you the approval to build something that had a conflict, and they didn't know about it.
Yes. And
Oh, if we pass this letter of no objection, does this solve your problem with the county?
yeah, I assume every time I thought I had this solved, the county come back with something different. I mean, this has been a continuous, I believe this is it because I do have the,
Well, is this what the county told you to get?
this is what the county asked.
Tony, why can't we just write a generic letter to him?
Which I think we did. Yeah, there is a form letter that says to the extent we don't have anything in there.
Yeah.
And we don't have
Be
any
done with
interest in the easement, I think is in the,
Just need your approval to issue the letter of no objection for Mr. Faribault.
So moved.
I have a motion, a second.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you all.
That was all of my non-public hearing public comments. I do not have anything else to read into the record.
Okay. Public hearing. Right?
Yeah, Madam Chair, in the agenda packet, the meeting book, is an affidavit of publication for the public hearing with regards to the consideration of a fee schedule for district facilities and services. It's been advertised, and the proposed schedule, and Chelsea and Laura, I'm sure will walk you through it to the extent that the board has any questions. And I guess, Laura, do we have any comments? We have one person signed up to speak on it. Any written comments, fax, email,
We need a
letters?
motion to open the public hearing first.
No, well, we can do it after this. I was just preliminarily.
The only public comment I have is Mr. Senior, who signed up here today.
Okay. Now it would be appropriate to open the public hearing.
I move
Yes,
to
ma'am.
open the public hearing on district facilities and services fee schedule for the next fiscal year.
Second.
We have a motion, a second to open the public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, there we go.
All right, I have Mr. Rod Senior, public comment on the public hearing.
I'll try and speak a little slower because of the people who are on remote. I just want to talk about
You can state your name for the record.
Rod Senior Gateway Greens. I just want to talk about parks, our park project and management of our parks. District website talks about the survey that we did back in '24. The majority of our community voted no to a park. Pelican had a survey done in November of 24. I do not know the results of that, but I would imagine it was 90% no. Please correct me if I'm wrong. At that point, I would have sunset the park committee. But that didn't happen. You move forward with a $2.5 million phase 2 for the park. Tony will remember, as people as old as I who were around at the time, I led the Stop the Park movement in 2007. The main issue at the time for the $7 million project then was because I was concerned about mission creep, in other words, hidden operating costs, staffing, lighting, security, etc., on that 15 acres. Now we see the beginning of it. There's a $22 an hour program coordinator job has just been posted to schedule and implement programs and classes. That's just the first of it. The proposed fee schedule, what's missing here is a projected usage. It's okay looking at the fees per hour, but have we made a business case, for example, pickleball, bocce ball, has somebody projected the usage numbers so you can multiply it by those fees and just see what kind of business we're going to be running? Or are we just approving a fee? In other words, are we building it and hoping they will come? Usage metrics. The pool, for example, 800 users, 5,000 homes, that's maximum. 15% of our community is using the pool. 85% of us are paying for 15% of our community to use it. I think there should be user fees. I tried to get it done. Ed's tried to get it done. We've made it free for a long time. It's not easy to introduce those fees. Pickleball example. We're all paying for principal and interest on pickleball, but why don't we start charging user fees from the outset for staffing, lighting and maintenance so the majority doesn't continue to subsidize the minority? Another example, this came in on my letterbox the other day. Somebody giving swimming lessons. It's got the CDD logo on Tony. I don't know whether they have a license to use our logo or our name on their website, because that's what they're doing. You can scan the QR code and bang, $300 for 8 lessons. Guess where the $300 is going? It's going in their pocket, not the district's. There's a problem. Please avoid the business model where league organizers and digital access control vendors collect money from our homeowners and we get paid through the back door. It should be the other way around. We should be the paymasters and be the collector in chief, paying our vendors. We can do that, but simply, we don't have to be in the cash business. These days have gone. Now we can pay by credit card, we can pay by mobile phone, we can run all these payments for all our leagues from a central pay point at the new admin building. Please don't have a proliferation of vendors who are all collecting and giving us a backdoor payment because you've got a problem of abuse and we don't monitor or audit their books. The soccer complex, last point I want to make, please, if you can give me one more minute. There's a lack of business controls, and it's been like this for years. It's led us to an unacceptable position that we found ourselves in. Gateway Soccer Association is the biggest user. Let's just look at that number. 800 kids, $400 a year per child. That's $320,000 going into their hopper, not ours. It's going into their pockets, the GSA. They pay us a $54,000 a year rent, and they're getting $320,000. They've got to pay some officials and referees. All the kits are free because they're sponsored. So they're walking away with a good 6-figure income, and I don't deny a private enterprise making money, but not on my back as a taxpayer. It's costing us 400 grand operating expense and potentially another 200 on if we expand the lighting and the sodding. And I think we've got a real problem here. And I think at the very minimum, we need to reintroduce financial disclosure on all the users of our soccer complex, including GSA, where they have to show us what their income is, what their revenues are. We're transparent with our costs. They should be transparent with their revenues so we can do a joint venture. Otherwise, I don't think there's a future for the soccer complex because I don't like paying what I'm paying for private enterprise to make a lot of money. Thank you. I think you should close the fun park down as well at some point. One comment about the workshop, Ed, that you made a good point about the pool. Stephen Bloom, some years ago, at my request, actually did a separate accounting for the pool and a separate accounting for the soccer, so everybody can see what all the true allocated costs are for that facility. It's like a Rubik's Cube trying to find the cost for the soccer complex and the pool. You've got to go all over the place to get the numbers now, and Bloom should be able to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Anybody? Nothing came in between?
Nope, that's all I have for public comment.
Would you like me to answer any of Mr. Senior's comments?
Sure.
So the board has decided to sunset the fun park. So that'll be happening by the end of this fiscal year. And with regards to the unsolicited, unbeknownst to ourselves, but the soliciting that was going on in your community, we are going to be the collectors of the things. And then it is a revenue share. So they
The
have
things, you mean the money?
the money.
Okay.
So they will have.
I want her to be clear on.
I'm sorry, I have somewhat of a cold, but we are implementing the Civic Rec program so that we can be the collectors of the revenues for the programs, and then we cut the check back to the instructors. So we have made that change.
Let's do that with soccer as well then.
We haven't implemented that just yet.
That $300, excuse me, but I've got to say this, the $300 when you scan the QR code for those swimming lessons, that $300, it doesn't say where it's going. I'm assuming it was going to the vendor. So I just want to nip it in the bud because you're at the beginning of this road.
Yes.
And I want to make sure we're the ones that get paid.
Yes, 100%.
Thanks.
No, well, we don't allow anyone to participate online. They're on YouTube, they only can watch, so.
All right, so
Move to
you,
close the public hearing.
so we have a motion to close the public hearing. I have a second.
Yes, second.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
I have a couple of things that I would like to clarify and update before we do. Yep,
What page, Laura?
I'm getting there. This page, let me get rid of this and blow it up. Okay, I was very confused by the wording under the notes. I talked to Randy about this yesterday for this Gateway resident, and I think if I understand your intent correctly for how you want this, because I know there was a lot of discussion regarding not limiting like how many people are considered a household. I think if we just insert the word any in front of dependent children, because the way I read this is 4 adults and 4 dependent children is the way my brain interpreted what you have here. So I think if you're trying to do 4 adults and however many dependent children they have, if we just insert the word and any dependent children under 18 residing in the same household, I think that will clarify that. So I'm requesting just add the word any right here in both of these. So that was 2 things on this page, and then
Before you move it, is everybody okay with that? I am, because it makes it clear. Because
It
I
was
was
confusing.
into my,
A single family. What am I missing
it
here?
was
Grandma and grandpa.
What?
Grandma and grandpa live with them.
I was one to say.
or if you have
you're a
kids
gateway
over
resident-
18, yeah.
If you have a gateway resident and you pay the taxes, I didn't necessarily. That 4 adults, up to 4 adults, and then any children under the age of 18.
Add the word related.
Any related dependent
Yeah,
children.
I don't want 2 families living in the same house.
Well, we don't-
Because
we
in
don't-
Gateway, Gateway Greens, that's not allowed.
Well, we don't govern that, and I would caution us for it, because here's the thing, I cannot be related, but I can have legal guardianship of a minor, so he wouldn't be included, but
If
he
you're
lives.
dependent.
Yeah, so, I mean, are we gonna policing this? So that's the thing, like, we're creating stuff like that we're going to?
Yeah, that's why I suggested if we just insert the word any, that just kind of clarifies, so it's up to, it's a maximum of 4 adults and any dependent children living in the household.
Yes, Tony,
What I
yeah.
would also suggest is after the word household, and because right now, I know it's under the category of gateway resident, but you want to make sure they're within the boundaries of the district.
I mean,
So it's implicit.
hold on. This entire fee schedule is the district's fee schedule, which is only for the district. So I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it's implied because it's the district's
I know,
fee
but
schedule.
what harm is it to make it explicit? I think
I mean, we can add the additional language. The intent, the whole fee schedule is for the gateway
understood.
services.
That was mine, was to just add that word and the boundaries of the district. And will we add then outside the boundaries of the district to
No.
this line then, or not? Because this is
It says
non-resident. But I would just suggest that you just add the any in front of dependent. So,
Again, same thing.
yep,
Okay.
just to clarify it a little bit. My next question, comment is, I think it's on the next page. I just wanted to clarify this surcharge for the civic rec. We set it's actually 8.5%. 5% of that is the administrative fee, which is half of what we were charging in Facilitron. And the other 3.5% is what we're paying for the credit card processing fees. So, it's.
You want to put a percentage or you want to leave it at actual? In case
It's the actual cost that we entered into civic rec, but it actually is 8.5%. So I don't care, but I wanted to be transparent
It
with
should
it.
say actual
I
and,
think in case it changes, that we don't have to have a
That
public
was-
hearing.
yeah.
So I'll, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
We know it's 8.5%, but I'll keep it as an actual, because if there's this, as lucky as we are in 30 days,
We'll have an increase and then, credit card fee goes up.
So, Doug, well, part of acknowledging that is one of the complaints from the leagues was that they're paying 10%. Well, this is, by changing, they're saving 1.5%. So we're looking
Well, they
at,
were paying 10% plus credit card processing fees, so now they're
Now it's
paying
8.5.
5% plus credit card fees. So we've reduced our admin fees by 5% by switching to Civic Rec.
Doug just texted and to Tony's point, he said, he's suggesting that it should say legally resides within the district.
What does that mean, legally resides? What defines as legally resides?
Right.
It's tough. I think saying a resident, I think is sufficient.
That was more specific to within the household.
Within the household.
Okay.
Legally resides within the household.
Okay. Anything else?
Sorry, I'm moving back.
Hold on, let me go back to that. Here's another example. So divorced parents, guys, I would, so legal custody and the house address is the mom lives in Lehigh, but, so he definitely doesn't live with the dad. Then what does legally reside means? You know what I mean? Does that make sense, Tony?
I think residing takes care of it.
Yeah.
I think without,
I can fix that.
Again, and putting something in place that it's going to be hard to enforce.
That's, okay.
We're just looking for an address that they're here to, a form of, identification.
This one is just a clarification for me, since I was it's probably because I was driving when you were discussing, so I was a little confused after the last meeting. For the recreational membership, the family, the additional adult, it just says person to be linked to existing non-resident family membership. So we're only charging, if they want to have an additional child, there's no charge. It's only an additional charge if it's an additional adult, or should they say additional person?
I would say person.
Person to be, well, in your explanation, person to be linked to existing non-resident family.
Right, so it could be if they have,
Either an extra child or an extra adult.
so we could just say additional person?
Yep.
And that would take care of it? Okay,
Yes.
that was those are my suggested edits.
Fine with all of them? Bob and Doug?
Doesn't look like he's talking.
And again, this is just to get the ball rolling so we can get Civic Rec up and rolling. And to Rod's point, and I think we all have discussed this in length, is let's get it rolling, let's get it going. If we have to adjust, we can adjust. If, we do a 2-week notice and we can bring this back up and discuss it, but let's get it out there. We're gonna review this every year. We'll come back, and just like you've done with the soccer complex, we can adjust the fees.
It's going to get tweaked.
Yeah, 100%. When we're gonna learn, what works and what doesn't, what's easy to enforce and what's not so easy.
Okay, Tony, do we need a formal motion to accept the fee schedule, or does that happen at the next meeting when we do the budget?
Yeah, accept the fee schedule as revised and amended by the edits that you made, and then adopt the resolution 2026-24 that adopts the revised fee schedule as further revised today.
I move what Tony just said.
Yeah, so the motion would be to approve and adopt resolution 2026-24, amending the schedule of rates, fees, rentals, and charges for the use of the district's parks and recreational facilities, and charges for the use of the district's facilities and services as further revised at today's meeting.
As modified here
Yes.
today.
Yep.
You making that motion?
You said all that.
I'll say.
I said all that.
I thought I heard you say that. I'll say.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, let's go ahead and move to.
Bob gave a thumbs up.
All right.
Then no committee's items to report. Approval of minutes.
So moved on agenda items 9A, B, C, D, and E.
I'll second.
I have
But a
a-
question, were any of these AI driven?
Some of
Because I
the ones
noticed reading
through-
them, there was a different tone.
Dialect?
Yeah, from,
It had a Brazilian accent.
Thank you.
I didn't say accent.
Okay, Portuguese, I'm sorry.
You have Portuguese, you can get it right.
The minutes through June 18th are the last. They said they didn't use AI, but we think that they took what they had and ran it through AI to make them sound better.
It sounded different.
The
was
June
all I'd
25th
say.
and July 16th are minutes that we started with the co-pilot. So we use that to help us to do those, which is why we're doing the transcript. But they're still, Georgia still goes through them to make sure they make sense.
Okay, so we have a motion, a second on the floor. No more comments, no? All right, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Consent agenda items.
I move on consent agenda items A and B.
You understood, B?
After speaking with Tony, I do.
Yeah, and we may
And
need,
he's also going
We may
to
need some,
write up a motion
yeah, what we may
that I
need
would
to,
like to present at the end of this meeting.
we can take it up now. After the board votes on this consent item, we can take it up.
Okay,
All right, so we
Fine.
have a motion by Carol.
yes.
Second by Ed. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, now what is the question I asked Tony is, how can we make sure we now have title?
The way,
And so Tony said,
in Florida, when you talk about the conveyance of title to property, it's in the form of a deed, and then there has to be acceptance by the grantee. Acceptance can be formal acceptance, right? Thank you, I accept this deed. Or you can have acceptance by action, you start maintaining, operating the property, building, improving it. So I think what might be the better course for clear action for the record also is to have the board authorize the preparation and signing of a resolution formally accepting the title and the deed to the property known as either CA 28 or tract CA-4 that was referenced in the prior deed, that one of record.
well, I would like to make that motion.
I think I want a second. I'm not so sure I still understand it. It sounds like to me that this has just been a mess because the 55 acres has been undeveloped. Is that what's created this mess?
Well, apparently, so, there's part of the genesis for South Florida, but the district's never maintained it. And so this is one of those items, a cleanup items internally with the district and externally with South Florida to clarify who is the actual operating entity because again, there's a question as to whether or not the right paperwork is at South Florida, have the district as the operating entity, but we are the appropriate operating entity. So this would confirm the conveyance of title to the parcel to the district by the district formally accepting the deed.
Well, Tetra Tech in their letter to us, there was a paragraph or maybe even a sentence that implied they weren't ready to say that this thing is totally workable. In other words, it's not a 100% functional system. What are they talking about?
I think that was from the water management perspective, not the conservation perspective. That's my recollection.
Well, that's what I get. Are they talking about that we don't have the ability, or there is a question about we having the ability to handle this water correctly?
This was from 2017, that letter.
Well, nothing's changed since 2017.
I'm not aware that there, and I guess the question is whether or not there were any infrastructure components to this conservation area. And apparently this is just the concept, from the plans and specifications, Chelsea, I don't know if you're aware of any structures that need to be constructed or built in this conservation area.
Well, why I was
Either
bringing it
collect or
up,
discharge.
why I was bringing it up is, was there anything that we want to have this developer to add or to fix before we accept this?
It would be, I think, Worthington, correct? And they're still around, Worthington Holdings?
No, they're not around. That's that defunct, that's the defunct POA.
No, Worthington Holdings LLC.
Yeah, that's a different company.
That was the permit holder at the time, I believe.
Yeah, the one you're talking about, I think is too. I'm just trying to, I want to make sure that when we do get all this, we don't find out that we can't get the water from A to B. And right now, I'm not convinced I understand how the water is getting to from A to B, because we got another issue, and that's that Timber Creek mess with that water coming across the FPL easement into this property. Somehow, we got to get that water over and around Daniels Park, and I don't know how in the heck it's going to happen.
Well, part of that, if, again, this has been a convoluted mess.
It's a mess.
But if we own the property, then we have a better stake in fighting the good fight, whereas if we didn't own the property.
Well, if you're saying that we still have the ability to, when they come in with plans, to hold their feet to the fire, to build those assets necessary to do it right, then I don't have a problem.
Well, nothing will be built on this. That's the issue, Ed.
I'm sorry?
Nothing, it's a conservation area.
Okay, but my question is.
The property around it is owned, Daniels
I
Parkway.
thought we were taking over, how's the water, how is the water getting through without going through that conservation area?
No, the water is going through, but there's also large pipes. This is the Daniels Parkway Apartments, and there are big pipes out
So
there.
they are doing that.
And they're upgrading them. That's,
Daniels Parkway Apartments surrounds this.
yes, but part of the, I think what I'm hearing is part of the concern is water going from east to west and us taking it on. It's already incorporated as part of the Daniels Parkway Apartments. But the water sits in this conservation area, and then it's supposed to go under the 84s that Daniels Parkway is constructing, and that
In other
swale.
words, the outfall from this conservation area is part of the Daniels Parkway development. Is that?
Well, it's in the middle. It's hard to explain, but I can show you on a map. But
There's a pipe that they're putting to be able to handle the runoff of their deal.
there was an existing pipe, because the water right now sheet flows across all the parcels.
That's correct.
There are pipes there now. As Daniels Parkway Apartments was approved, they are increasing the size and making improvements, and so the water will continue to flow east to west.
Okay, my issue is that Timber Creek has, as I recall, Tony, in the water management plan, has up to 16 CFS that can come across there. Does this take care of that 16 CFS, in addition to their own water?
I don't know that either.
The point, excuse me, Ed, the point that Tony made to me was somebody can quit claim you something. Unless you accept it, it doesn't mean anything. So by the motion that Tony put words in my mouth to say, we would accept it, and therefore we would now have title to it. We would now own it because we're accepting it.
Yeah, I think Ed's concern is there anything yet to be done in there that needs to be constructed to handle the water management aspect of it?
I don't want this just to come back and bite us on the backside when they get this built and we have all this water coming from Timber Creek across that FPL easement and dumping right in on these people. Because I don't know where that water, see, you can see where see that little white deal, what does it say, Russell Trail up there in Timber Creek? No, go back up. Right at the very top, yeah, that little cul-de-sac, yeah. That's about where their water is going to be coming due southwest across the FPL and into that wetland. That wetland,
It goes from that there's outfalls that come across here as well, but
Those
the
are the ones
water,
coming from
it
the
goes to
airport.
this wetland, and then as part of this construction, as part of this right now, there will be outfalls to go from one point to the other.
okay, so it's pipe that's going underneath their property.
Yes.
The developable property. Okay, that's part A.
And it goes
Part
here.
B is when it gets into that, where the arrow's at.
Comes in here.
Where's it going now?
I believe it goes to this pond, into this pond, and then it makes its way through all of our entire system.
How does it get into those ponds?
I believe we have pipes.
Do we have like bubble ups? Or, I mean, we're talking about big pipes that have to take that water from A to B. Big pipes.
I'd have to go pull up a cartograph, but I believe it's either sheet flowed or piped into here.
That's what I'm
Because
worried
that's how
about.
it gets
Sheet
into.
flow is scary because of those elevations down there. Everybody along that Daniels Preserve Parkway can have water coming right over their back. This is up right up where we had before.
Yeah.
Same repeat, just an exact thing over again. You okay? We've got to be assured that there is a positive way that flow leaves where the arrow's at. I don't care if it goes north or it goes southeast. I just want to make sure that there's a pipe that gets it there and it's not sheet flow. In other words, have like a large, what was his name, Brad, came up with that design, that 84-inch diameter pipe with a U in it that goes down and into that lake, comes out in the wetland, and it
I
overflows.
have the revised engineering plans dated, hang on a second here. You can bring, if these are the last ones, they are dated,
All I just want to make sure is,
26, February, that sound right?
For what?
The revised engineering plans for Daniels Parkway? I have them right here. I mean, I pulled them up.
But that has nothing to do with this conservation area
No,
taking
but it's
over.
talking about the flows through.
if we can come back and does not limit us or stop us from demanding that those pipes be put in to be able to get that water, because you're assuring me now that we can get it over to that big circular.
Yeah, it's already been approved. Daniels Parkway and the engineers, they're putting in the pipes
Okay, so
on this parcel.
This developer.
Yes.
It's not
Okay.
sheet flow. I guess
Okay.
the question
No.
is that. As
It's
long
not,
as it's not
that's
sheet
my
flow,
question.
that's all
Yeah.
we really
If it's not
Yeah.
sheet flow, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
Okay. Did we take a vote on that?
No?
You took a vote on the acceptance. You each have to take a vote on Carol's motion
Yeah.
of the resolution and coming back.
Second Carol's motion. We'll go ahead and call it for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 So nothing for district engineer.
This time?
Admin
Okay,
items.
this next item, which, we have Rob Fowler, who is the contractor here, on behalf, that'd be him, on behalf of the property owner. So, the church is coming in, we had a pre-construction meeting, a pre-application meeting, not pre-construction, I'm sorry, pre-application meeting, and they are putting together their design of their proposed expansion. And so they've given a couple options, and before anybody spent any more time or money on this design, I wanted to get your general approval or consensus or denial of what they're proposing. So they need additional parking.
Do we have to get FPL's approval for this, Tony?
So I've told them, and again, this is before we extend, but we would have to do, either we or them would have to do a consent agreement with FPL. But before we even went down that path, because that requires plans and everything else, I just wanted to know if you would even entertain this.
Okay, well, but I don't want to see a lot of people spend a lot of money chasing a goose because of this is right smack dab in the clear cut area.
Yeah.
Even though there's nothing to clear cut, it's in the clear cut area. Those towers are going right through that area.
Yeah.
We need to find out that they're not going to have a hissy fit over that.
We and or the developer would submit the plans and the application.
I guess the question is, do we as the board have any feedback? And then if they say
Yeah.
yes or no, that's on them.
Well, so one of the things that I suggested is that if we did opt to partner with the church like this, is to be able to put a fence on, can I see the mouse? So we could utilize this as overflow parking when the church was not using it for the soccer complex or any other events, or even the FPL, right here.
That line is the FPL line.
Yep.
What's that? I can't read that. What's right below that?
Oh, it's our wells.
What?
Our wells.
Oh, wells.
Well.
Oh,
They're
okay.
fenced in, yeah.
But they're on our side, not their side.
Yeah. Well, I think the property line might be. It's a utility easement, but
Okay,
the line is here. So the suggestion that I had would be us to put, have the developer put some type of closed fence, and then we could use it for Winterfest or whatever events, paid parking.
Can you scroll up just about an inch the other way, please?
Perpetuity?
Yeah.
Okay, right there where that,
Ask, right?
not that it can't be, not that it's impossible to do, but right there where that road is going to be a new cut road permit to come off of,
Yeah, they would have to do that.
right there in that area, we
I was gonna
have,
t- I was
we
gonna tell
have,
you, that's
we
what
have
it-
almost every freaking major
Major-
utility pipeline right underneath that point.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as we know, 'cause probably right now, I don't know if it's
At least 3, we have it in there, I know.
Big
'cause-
pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
20-inch pipes, a couple of 20-inch pipes.
Well, I mean, if this needs to shift, over, straighten out, I mean, we can do that. We can do that as part of working with them. It's not a big deal. But just in concept, if you agreed to allowing to do a long-term partnership with the church on this additional parking.
Okay, so long-term, I'll be perpetuity for me.
Perpetuity, okay.
Well, not really in perpetuity. I mean, like a long-term ground lease,
100 years.
99 years. Yeah,
99.
because you want the ability to make sure they're complying with everything.
Yeah. And then, how many parking spaces will be there?
We have to add them.
50 to 80.
10, 20, 30, 40. 9, 6, 7, 70 ish. And I'll be contingent, they'd have to go through the whole development order process with the county, but the church needs it in order to get their proposed building expansion, to get the number of count that they're trying to do. So I thought this would be,
We could benefit from it.
yeah.
I would add a crosswalk because, the chances are 0 to none already.
Well, we're gonna put a crosswalk.
Because you have one there, but.
Down further as part of the sidewalk project. County, so I don't know. Closer, yeah, so I don't know if the county would allow this, but we can suggest a crosswalk.
Okay, but
Right.
basically, this is here just for us to give you direction as to whether we're okay with the concept.
Yes, because I don't want them to go down a rabbit hole if in concept you guys did not agree to it.
Okay, and I am okay with the concept.
I'm okay with the concept as long as we have ability to enter into a long-term contract, to use that when they're not using.
Yeah, but if it's a long-term lease, we can have provisions in there with regards to use rights at the time that it's not being used for the church. Yeah.
Rob, did you have something you want to say?
You can come up to the microphone, please.
Tell us who you are.
Hi, nice to meet y'all. I'm Rob Fowler, Fowler Construction, representing Gateway Church here in this particular case. The first thing I want to point out is, while it looks like a very fixed plan, it's not. It's completely concept. So if we need to move around anything that's in that area, that's fine. The second thing I was just going to throw out there, the question was asked. We've had a pre-app meeting with the county as well. We talked about everything else. They wanted us to push that exit out of our parking, regardless of the parking we're asking, out of our parking onto the easement and connect it across from the soccer field. And they gave us all the criteria they wanted with the crosswalks and everything else. So, yeah, and as Chelsea said, this is just pure, hey, guys, we think it's a win-win. And unless you say, heck no, then we'll chew on it some more.
It just comes down to FPL. To me, it's good for both parties, both the church and us. But with the way they're going, I don't know what they'll say.
So just looking for your concept.
Do you want a motion, or you just want us to give you direction?
I think just consensus, I guess,
Consensus?
that the board is
We're good, yeah.
favorably inclined to some use rights to.
Doug said he liked the shared parking idea.
I think it's a great idea for that.
You sure you don't want a bigger parking spot on that? Like 200? I mean, oh.
Double deck.
We just have to be that little bridge.
We can't get 7 feet from those stupid power lines, so, no, we don't want that.
I'm the builder, so I'm happy to put 400 if you want.
I mean, I'm just saying it, like, you let me know what meeting we have to go, you know?
All right, thanks, Rob.
Thank you, I appreciate it, Rob. All right. So we already handled B, C.
By the way, an example of a good parking lot is the one across from Seed to Table in Naples on the west side of Livingston Road. That's an employee parking lot in an FPL easement.
All right, this
Really?
on this next one, I don't want to belabor this. This was more just came up the style guide because as you can see, there are options. You don't necessarily are fixed to those specific colors. You can go a little bit, but for purposes of our monument signs moving forward, I'm suggesting the Repose Gray and the Tricorn Black, which is not a color that's on here, but the Repose Gray, like, is if you go to the taupe color. It's in the same family of this like Spanish moss color, and then the Repose, the Tricorn Black. We use that for our lettering. So that's the color direction I'd like to have approved for all of our monuments proceeding.
The monument that's over on Commerce Lakes Drive that denotes West Links Business Park, that color is.
Taupe. That is that taupe color, and that's why.
It is immensely ugly.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why if you look at the Daniels monuments, that is the Repose Gray and the Tricorn Black.
Somebody got a little eager beaver and they came across Commerce Lakes Drive and they painted my monument.
Uh-oh.
They painted my monument.
You like it or
No.
not? Oh.
We liked it the way we had it, which is that off-white with the what do they call it? Like grayish?
Grayish black.
Grayish black, yeah.
Which is kind of what
And
Chelsea wants to go
now
with.
the background is that darker deal. But now it matches the one across the street, but the issue is the one across the street, I can't stand at all. Too dark.
Well, what I'm suggesting is the Repose Gray and the Tricorn Black for all of our monuments moving forward, which is not on here, but it is the Daniels monument that,
I'm okay with this. It's something that complains about.
Which one?
yeah.
I'm
so-
okay with it because it's right. It's the one that they already painted by the charter school by Daniel.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it looks.
yeah.
You can see it.
get
Yes,
them-
he did. He did.
Okay.
Where the pictures that were on this deal, where they come from?
This came from when we had the branding done a couple years ago. So I just needed your blessing on, because then I'm going to have the new monument colors adjusted for the commons to make it match the Repose Gray and the Tricorn Black, because it's very dark.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And Doug said Doug, I think, oh, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Budget discussion. Do we have anything else? I think we're just gonna wait.
Gonna wait for
Wait till
the
after P-PAC.
Pelican.
Wait for feedback.
P-PAC, yeah.
Have Parks and Recs guideline.
Just
Where do we copy all those from?
a lot of places.
I was gonna say.
Oh, why do you think there's so many pages?
I go back 40 years, I remember seeing stuff like this, so it must have been a Google deal. But one question I had is, you mentioned the term, are we gonna talk about this now?
Yeah, this is it.
Scroll down to the section, everything read pretty good, it's a lot of just generic stuff. But there was one in there and a word I didn't understand, keep going, please. I think the title was permits. I didn't understand that at all. Did I not see permits, creation of permits? I know I did. I read it this
It
morning.
might have been for parking, for the parking
No,
permits.
it wasn't parking. It was, where I saw I should have written it down. It said we were going to create permits, and I thought we had fees, but I don't remember permits. What are they talking about?
Oh, there's a definition at page 2 of permit.
Well, yeah, but it goes on, there's another
Then it's
section.
throughout the whole document. There are 74 references to permits.
Yeah, I see the permit, but there's a whole section, like 3 or 4 pages, talking about permits, and I'm trying to figure out what, we've never discussed, to my knowledge, a permit. We've discussed parking fees and all this other stuff, but
Yeah, there's,
If it's in the event that the
Here we go.
county will require a permit for them to host a specific
Here we go.
event, right?
Park rules and operating policy, item D, a permit shall be obtained from the district manager. And then it goes on,
What page?
page, I'm sorry,
I'm
10,
there.
page 10.
10.
I'm there.
Then it goes on and it talks about the permit process. I thought, man, we've never talked about that. What is that? I understand fees and fines and all that stuff, but what kind of a permit are we talking about obtaining? The district manager may issue permit unless it is determined there is reasonable probability that, and goes over a bunch of stuff.
oh, yeah, if you go to page 7, it talks about exhibit permits. You know, interference with permittees, photography and video permits. Yeah, if you go, yeah.
Everything in that thing, I didn't have really any problem because it was generic, but that permit deal got me because I could feel, what are we permitting?
Okay.
I mean,
This seems like an awful lot of rules
I
to me.
know.
It's big.
And I mean, seriously.
Are any of these, how do you enforce this?
Well,
How do you enforce this?
That was, you're taking my thunder. That was gonna be my next question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How do you enforce this?
There are a number of different ways. Yeah, there are different ways to skin this cat. There are a number of examples out there from towns, city councils, commissions, and other community development districts.
I mean,
Okay.
so we threw everything at the wall.
I mean, you
If we
said that
wanna-
the district is not a babysitter. You literally said that.
Usually you throw it against the wall to see what sticks. The
Oh.
whole thing's stuck.
Well, I'm waiting for you to tell me what doesn't stick.
example, you prohibit firearms. State statute preempts that. You cannot.
I know, and that's what I was
Parks and recreational facilities.
Well,
If you go to all the
let's-
county parks, they used to have signs with firearms.
not anymore.
That's correct.
What's your
I'm always
intent
thinking.
of how we're
Huh?
going to, is this going to be a rule that goes out to everybody in the community?
Nobody's gonna read this.
Oh, they'll read it. They'll read it. There's gonna be some stuff in here they don't.
No, they'll maybe read page 1 and 2, not the rest of it, not 34 pages.
The ultimate, I'll call it the guts of it, would be in the form of a rule. Then there
Good
might be
idea.
some appendices to the rule that can be easily modified through some administrative action by the board. And so, depending on what the board wants to do, we will publish a notice of rule development. But again, the board can decide upon a pared down version if they'd like, or
Well, the thing I see on this is that the things you put in here, if you, like my attorney advises me all the time, if you don't have it in here, you're gonna have a hard time enforcing it. And so a lot of this stuff on how you do and how you act, as much as, like you say, it's probably gonna be 18 pages of just gobbledygook, you gotta have it.
It covers us.
You gotta, our
if you
butts
want to,
covered.
if you
That's
want to
exactly
have
right.
people removed or trespassed and if for violating, or
So how soon do we have to really read this and make sure we understand what we're doing?
Until the park opens, really. I mean,
October.
60 days.
yeah.
60 days.
So this is just a draft.
Okay.
I mean, and the Parks and Rec committee, yes.
well, like,
They're
on vacation, aren't they?
they're on vacation until after July. So this was put, because we were, like everybody else, we're under the impression that yesterday was substantial completion, that we were gonna have it done, but reality hit us.
Wait a minute.
I know, salt on an open wood.
That was 60 days ago.
No, it was yesterday, was the official
5th.
substantial
It
completion.
was official.
So we've
but
got,
it didn't happen.
Ed, we've got some time. It's a draft. We're open. Tony's wanting,
The time would be to notice, what I would suggest that the board authorize today at least, because it should be adopted as a rule. And then we do it, authorize publication of a notice of rule development with regards to park guidelines, et cetera. Then the board can work with, staff on the actual document, and then have the public hearing in late
October.
September, early October. To
October.
adopt the rules. That gives us plenty of time to advertise.
So if the committee didn't do it, who drafted this?
staff,
Okay.
Carrie, Paul, Randy, myself. And
So, Tony, is this something that you,
There are no big words here, so you know I didn't do it, right?
so, Tony, is this something that you feel that the district should have to protect itself? Not necessarily to disseminate this to everybody that comes in, or, I don't know.
Yes, I think the district needs to have
We
rules,
need to have
regulations,
something like
policies.
this
Yeah,
to protect ourselves.
yes, so that the public is aware of what is anticipated as far as their activities, and also the guidelines for their actions, and the ability for the district to
Do you
remove
also
people.
perceive that we're going to need, like, somewhere on the pickleball courts, rules for the pickleball courts, like you have over at the pool, where you have rules for the pool
Yes,
type
they
thing?
have- There's a comprehensive set of rules here, and a condensed version.
Will these be subject to a public hearing?
Yes,
Okay.
as a rule, yes.
Yeah, we'll hear about it.
Okay.
We'll hear about
So,
it.
yeah, for example, there's a whole section on the pickleball court. And then you can have a condensed version on the courts, what the rules are, yes.
You bring a question, we haven't had the answer. Who's going to enforce this?
The district staff and law enforcement, if we need to trespass somebody.
Most of this stuff, though, Tony, is you got to have eyes on it, and the only way you're going to have eyes on it is you're going to have a warm body there
You need a
watching it.
Karen, that's what you
But again, part of it also helps establish responsibility and liability on the part of people who act contrary to these rules or regulations. We have the ability, under the statute, you can sue people for failure to comply with the rules. So that becomes important if you engage in, again, certain activities like not leaving or trashing the place or defacing it. You have criminal mischief, but also you have the rules as a backup to that. But again, it's like anything else. Every Parks and Recreation Department has rules, and the question is, how do you enforce it? It's the same issue all the time. But I think it's important to have them in place. You have guidelines, so people have expectations of how they should act. And
So are you looking for direction on this?
just looking for feedback, input. I mean, you can take it to the next. This was our first draft of the guidelines, and if you had comments or specific questions, we
Well,
could
first
address
of all,
them.
I'd like Parks and Rec
Yes, I
to
agree.
weigh in on this.
Yeah, let them read into it.
And if that means that they don't have a full recommendation back to us until after the thing's open, oh, well, you know.
We'd like to have it for implementation of Civic Rec in the Commons, but
Well, some of those appendixes need to be in place when it opens.
yeah, I agree, at least the key aspects of it, yeah.
authorize me at the last meeting to start to implement these things as part of
Create some
Civic
forms for people to
forms
use
and
the
things like
facilities.
that. So we're covered.
It was our fault that we didn't put a lid. But it's good.
No more
It's-
than 20 pages.
It's good, it's just, there's a lot of meat here on
11, I
this.
think it was. 11, I thought one was like 11 or
All right, so
14.
so the intent is to have, well, the intent is to have a short, like,
Little book that you
umbrella.
give it to people when they walk in. Here's a
No.
book.
This is Chelsea. The intent is to have a short little umbrella that could cover all amenities, and then in the appendices, have specific items. So like dog parks, like right now, we require them to show vaccination records and things like that. Well, I don't know that the board has ever adopted that as a rule, but that's how we've been operating. Exactly.
No,
So
that's a no.
we want to memorialize a lot of the things how we've been operating
The policies, there is.
through the policies in the appendix of this.
I would like to see Parks and Rec weigh in on this first.
Okay, well, we can pick it. I think it's September. I think they were taking,
I think they were
which
off.
again,
I
it's,
think I'd get it out to them ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be on our, catch us real quick.
oh, yeah.
Because if if people, if that thing is open in October after
They're
60
talking the
days,
end of October.
I understand.
We could go to November.
They didn't say the year. They said October, they didn't tell us the year.
It could happen.
What was that movie that guy said? I'm tired of these negative vibes.
Thanks, Ed.
Yeah.
But
Okay, is that,
I'm not gonna argue with you because I'm not gonna say I told you so.
All right,
we'll push it to the park committee.
please.
The staff is authorized to prepare a notice of rule development and advertise and publish it.
Sure. So moved.
So Tara made a motion, I'll second.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, FPL update. Do you have anything new, or you already told us everything during the public comments? Okay. So
Well,
this,
I asked, Avery called me the other day, and I talked to you, Chelsea, about it, that it was coming. What's their HOA doing?
I'll send you a video if you like to watch their meeting and the discussions that they had about.
Sounds to me like they got a
long
new,
is that?
like a little outcast group that's
An hour, but
handling
it
this.
was, yeah, it's, interesting, I mean, I don't
They
know.
have engaged with a surveyor. Their property line is. And I know that the woman, Teresa, who showed up at the last board meeting, has been very active in communicating with them, but I met with Avery and Charlie yesterday, and Teresa and Terry, her husband, online, and they're their new little ad hoc group but what I explained to them, and this is why they presented it the way that they did today to you, because what they presented to me was very different, was that we need something specific. What is it they're asking for? In a year's time, where we fought the good fight, what's the end game?
And that's fine, I want, and because I mean, I had the ability to watch their HOA meeting, and again, I cannot express to you how saddened I feel about how they talk from both sides of their mouth, right?
Is
So
this-
that's why I wanted to be very clear. If there's anything in specific that you want us to put it in there, do it. Because I don't want it to be that the reason why FPL didn't agree is because we didn't ask them nice enough, or strong enough, or
That
pretty
goes-
enough.
That goes along with the issue is this a committee of or a subcommittee of the HOA?
I don't have an answer to that.
Because if the HOA is over here saying this, which is the negative side that we've ran into, and they're doing this over here, this ain't gonna work.
I
This ain't
think
gonna
with
work.
what I watch, because I can say my interpretation is that they have even a disconnecting between themselves. They are working, they created, because they presented this at a meeting, so it was as a committee that was created. Was it legally created? It's a
I
different
got the
story.
impression
But
that,
it's two different things. They're asking to, they don't know what they want. They don't want anything, Ed.
I think what I'm seeing is they're frustrated that their own group over there, where it be board members or a quasi other committee, wasn't getting anywhere. And
That too, that's a big part of it.
They think that they can, new kid on the block.
So what Avery or Charlie did it to me yesterday is the NERC guidelines, which again are guidelines. They were adopted by federal regulation. Their point is that what he stated is they do not have to clear cut. And so what I suggested to them, which is what we all have talked about and Tony alluded to in the past, was everybody has a boss. We go to their boss. It's election year. Go to the Public Utility Commission.
Public Service Commission, but
Service
they're
Commission.
appointed. But, yep.
Okay, Public Service Commission, so we need to go up the chain. Just today sent an email to NERC, which come to find out it's CERC, because they have, NERC is the big one, and then they have geographical regions. They're required to submit a vegetation plan. Again, we keep barking up the tree at FPL.
But that's not and that's what I was trying to say about when we did Magnolia. Because you have, there are times that you're gonna have to bend down and just ask for it. And then, and that's what it was. So they have our
So I
blessing,
did
whatever they ask
present
for.
to them the original, Tony and I worked together, thank you, on the original easement that the Sanders, who used to own pretty much all of Gateway, gave the easement to FPL. It's a right-of-way agreement, which in essence was an easement. And in that easement, I highlighted for them, it is very clear that they can clear cut, they can do whatever the heck they want, regardless of guidelines. This
Because those are
easement,
guidelines.
the easement entitles them to do whatever they so
Which only
choose.
means then that you're going to have to put pressure on them either politically or through the TV stations. That's the only way it's going to work. They're going to ignore us, just ignore us. It's a waste of time.
So
We're never going to get this information that we think we want. We're not going to, they're not going to give it to us.
So then just resuming what we talked about, the two things, if you can, again, well, it's very clear, we're not creating something because we don't know. So whatever general information that we get, if we can post it on the website, that would be great. And then
I did try to ask the FPL, as high
Yes.
up as we can
And
go.
then this-
It's been, what was February? Now it's August, so it's been 5 months that they surely have more information that they didn't have it now, or at that time, that they can now talk to us.
I did email and ask 3 nights ago. I emailed their entire group and I asked for a copy of the plans or where are they at in design. And then I also asked them to provide any permits that they've received since we are the underlying land owner and to provide those. And I have yet to receive a response to that. So
And I think that's kind of how we have to explain to FPL too, because I think no, they went hot, and everybody hasn't, they can do whatever they want, right? But I think it's like, look, can you come and like, if you don't know, just tell them you don't know. If you know and you can't tell them you know and you can't tell them. That's it. That's all they want. They want to put a face to it. They want somebody to listen to them. And if there's something that we can all gonna work together, then to do so. But I did ask the same question regarding to what is Plan B, right? And I did see their budget, so they do have a budget. Like, are they gonna start planting little things now to, but I don't know.
So we'll continue to provide, so
So the three-
I'll request the meeting or public presentation from FPL to come. We already have any information that we receive on our website. We'll continue to update that accordingly. And I will be in communication with that Hampton Park adjunct group. I actually meet with them next week. I provided them their own Hampton Park plat because they didn't have a copy of it today. So we'll continue to work with them and share information.
And I think we've also shared with them the Alta survey that was performed when the district acquired the FPL easement, so they have that.
Via
to work
public
off of,
records request,
To make it
yeah.
easier for them, yeah.
Yep, I gave it some.
Okay. No, nothing else under project update.
Okay.
Tony, do you want to go yours, or do we have anything for Tony's? No, nothing, right, Tony? All right, future board business, next meeting, August 20th. Anything else on agenda management that we need to add for Chelsea remove or anything
What's
else?
in this packet that was on our desk?
That's Charles, the Hampton Park people.
Okay,
yeah,
this is
that's
okay.
what they gave us.
That's what Chelsea was just
Okay,
referring to.
okay.
The
I saw
NERC
one
the
page, I didn't
NERC
see the other
guidelines.
ones. Okay, gotcha.
Great reading it. You should take it to both.
All right. The only thing that okay, so nothing else to add to Chelsea's? Do you have something?
The only thing is, like I request every year, the month of September is our annual reviews. I didn't know if you would entertain potentially canceling the second September meeting, board meeting, so that way we could do all of our end-of-year staff reviews, evaluations. At that point, the budget,
Our end of year stuff
the
as well.
the budget should be adopted by then.
I won't be here anyway for the second meeting.
She
I'll
said-
be in Europe.
Oh,
Which meeting?
the second September.
17th, I mean, yeah, 17th.
17th of September?
And actually, September 3rd is before Labor Day.
Yes.
I didn't realize that till,
You need a motion to cancel?
so moved.
No, which one? We're talking 17th? What about the one before? Is the what?
The third.
September 3rd, no, we'll have that one.
Okay.
So we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second for canceling, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
So
Aye.
December 17th is canceled.
Okay.
Thank you
when-
for that.
When
Yes,
is
thank
the
you.
public hearing on the budget?
The 20th
time,
of
2
August,
weeks.
20th.
August 20th.
No, I know. From today. But what time?
6.
Oh, 6.
Yes.
We've, al-
Yep.
okay,
Same as every year.
okay, fine.
Laura, I do have a question regarding, because we canceled some. The pay, how are we getting paid for our meetings?
I will have to look at this. Sherry does payroll now, so I will have to I will look at that when I get back and let you know. We can keep track. And because we've had these workshops, if it gets to be the end of the year and you guys are short, we can do 200 for the workshop and 200 for the board
And I
meeting
think we
if we
should
need
just
to
do
get
it
caught
now,
up.
because we had a lot of workshops.
Okay.
Because it's like, I know last year, I think Bob didn't get paid for all of them because of that.
No, everybody got, I
You
think
did?
he might have
Or
missed
maybe
one,
Doug,
but there was,
yeah.
I paid everybody for everything that
For
I could pay
everything.
them for
So
that they
I
were in
would've
attendance
just
for.
Go ahead and just pay for the workshops that we just had.
Okay, I'll go back and review the sheet and make sure, so
Well,
you
we-
might get some bigger stuff the next
We've only,
time.
what, canceled 2 meetings, isn't it?
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, so then they were even out with the workshops, almost. Okay.
All right, I will go back and I'll take a look at, because next week we'll be running payroll, so
Yeah,
I
so
can get
just-
caught up then. Okay. I'm sure Bob has no objection to that.
All right, so.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Big dinner next Friday. So supervisor comments, I'll start with Ed.
I don't have anything.
Carol?
Yeah, you had indicated, a number of months ago, I had asked if we could reach out to C5. And you indicated that you were able to get in touch with the management and they put it in a newsletter or something like that. Are they doing that on a regular basis? For us, can we maybe try and get on their newsletter every month to keep in fact, in front of people that they belong to this
We can ask.
district?
Yep, we'll ask.
And
We actually had some people from C5 come over to get cards.
good, good, good.
All right, we'll ask them.
So I was hoping maybe we could make that a regular thing over there. That's all I had.
All right, Bob? Oh, he's muted, right?
Hand signal.
Do you want to call if you have anything?
Give me a thumbs up if you have. Do, Bob. He's getting no thumbs.
All right, so Doug, anything else?
No.
I don't have anything. All right? Nothing, Ed, nothing.
All right.
I move to adjourn.
So moved. Second. All in favor? Aye. All right, out of here.
Last thing.